Hello creatives, I'm Joanna Penn from thecreativepenn.com, and today I'm going to show you how to format your ebooks and print books using Vellum software and have fun doing it, which to be honest I never thought I would say, because formatting, well, it's just not a sexy part of the process. I mean, we all love writing, but yeah, formatting, but actually it can be fun. So I'm going to do a tutorial today, going to take you through that. But first of all, I just want to talk about some other options, because of course Vellum is not the only option. You can actually use free formatting options from draft to digital, and also Reedsy have a formatting tool, and I'll include the links below. And also, if you're only doing Kindle, then Kindle themselves have the Kindle Create tool, which will help you with that ebook. So there are definitely other ways, but I love Vellum software because it just gives me a lot more control over my output. So you can find all the options at thecreativepenn.com/formatting. And now I'm going to go into the screen tutorial on Vellum. Okay, I'm going to start with fiction, and I'm going to use Map of Shadows. So you need to have your manuscript in a Word document and the docx version of that. So once you've got your Word document, then you can open Vellum. And of course, I've got quite a lot of books already, but I'm going to start by importing the Word file. So once you've imported the Word document, you're going to see your book within Vellum. And this is where you can start the customization. First of all, let's go to the title and ebook cover. So obviously you type in the title. This is J.F. Penn. So put that in there. You can add other contributors if you like. And then over on the right hand side, really important, and this is so useful, is you can, as you go through your formatting, you can actually see what things look like. And you can change the view, so you can actually have a look at what things look like on different devices. So if you change it to iPhone, this is going to be what your book looks like on the iPhone. I tend to use the Paperwhite or the Kindle Fire just as a basic one. So then you can load your cover, and they actually will resize images to the right size depending on the device. So again, you can change it to an iPhone and you'll see the different sizes. Then you can get into the actual contents. So the title page, again, you can add on a publisher if you like. I use Curl Up Press, which is my small press, and you can use this, but you don't have to, certainly not necessary. Then the contents page, it will build automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, because I dragged this in from Word, it will have some extra stuff, so I just need to get rid of that. So all I do is just delete that. This is a quote, so I want to keep this, don't want to delete it. This is where you can just double click and you can rename the chapters, and this little gear here is where you can say whether or not you want it in the book. So for example, I don't actually want to see the word quote on the page, so I can hide the heading, and then the actual quote will be the only thing on the page. Now again, I can then format this using this little star button. So I can say, for example, that I want to make it a block quotation, which will make it look like that, put it in the middle of the page. I can also use alignment block, which will make it more like, above and below each other. You can also do normal formatting, so the italics there, you can make it bold, whatever you like. And then you can go into the book itself. So the important thing here is to have a look at the styles, and that will change the look and feel of your ebook. So if you click on the styles up the top here, you can see the different types of book styles that they currently have. And of course, these may change over time. So I'm using the Meridian, which is just the default one. And if we scroll through, you can see on the right hand side, it will change. So that's a trace, artisanal, very nice there. More of an arty one, maybe if you're writing historical or romance, you would use that version, and you can see the different options there. So basically you get to choose one of those things. I'm pretty happy with the default, to be honest. And again, you can go through here and it will give you examples of the different types of formatting, the different ornamental breaks that you can do. So these styles help you customize your ebook, but not in such a way that it becomes difficult. And I think that's really important, because one of the reasons I love Vellum is there are options, but there are not so many options that you start to worry about, the various things that can go wrong with formatting. So I'm really happy with the existing styles they have. So going back to contents, once you've chosen your style, you can just page through. So I'm happy with my book at this point. So I'm not editing or doing anything like that. I can page through and have a look at the chapter. So here's an example of an ornamental break in chapter 2. So in my Word document, I used the three stars, and that is transformed to an ornamental break in the Vellum document. You can also add them in. So if I just put a space there, again, this little star, you can add an ornamental break. And to remove it, you just delete it. So it's really easy to add these different things in as you go through. So this is actually a letter. So again, you can format different things in different ways. So for example, here I could use the alignment block to make it sort of centered, or I could use the block quotation, which will put it in a different way. And you can see how different the formatting looks here. And I quite like using aspects like this in order to make things different. So again, maybe I'll make that italics. I personally, as a reader, don't like too many italics because I find them hard to read, but I do think there are places for them in fiction. So then you essentially check the whole of the book and make sure that everything is as you like. With fiction, it really is pretty simple. Then you can go through and add in the other sections. So I always use an author's note, and essentially I put in the ornamental break, and also I use subheadings. So mostly in fiction, you won't be using subheadings. It's more of a fiction thing. But essentially here I can highlight and then I can use subhead. And again, that will format that in the correct way. I can also do it with links. So here I can say, well, first of all, I'll get rid of the underline, and then I'll do put in a web link. So I'm going to use, this is a Pinterest link to one of my boards, and I always do a board for fiction. And then you can see there it's become a hyperlink. And again, I'll just do the subheading with bibliography. So you can see that in that way, you have started to format the back matter. Remember, of course, always to save your file. So what's also good is I can take my end matter and copy and paste that in. So I'm going to take these three things from The Dark Queen and just paste them in. And then if there's any extra chapters, you can just remove those. So here, and then I can just adjust. So thanks for, well, that should say reading, map of shadows, and you can make any changes that you like. This image here is basically, if I just add another one, you can use, again, you can do this, add image, and I'll just add a picture of me and my mum. Just for fun. And then if you click on it, you'll need to add a description, and you can add a link as well. And in that way, it will resize the picture as well. You can change the size there. You can do the different formatting. So it's very good for resizing images. So you can see there I've added that picture in. We'll take that out, obviously. Again, just delete. So, and this is just a URL, a link to my giveaway. And then I have a more books page. So this is formatted here into the center. It just makes it really easy to format the different sections with just a few clicks, and then an about the author. So you can also add in social media links, and also whether you want to show icons or actual links in the print edition. And this looks like here, you can see my Facebook and my Twitter account are icons, or you can just do them as links. Okay, so now we will do a non-fiction book, so you can see how much more formatting you can do. So I'm going to use The Healthy Writer. So you, again, just import the Word file, And then you can start adjusting things around. So what's very cool here is it has done the parts as well as the chapters. And that's really handy because for nonfiction, you will often want to write in parts. And again, you can change the way things are written. So you can hide the heading in the book. You can do different volumes. You can add a heading image. So this is really handy if you're doing, if you want different images in your book, lots of lovely things you can do. So in this case, I actually have a co-writer, so I can add that in, Dr. Ewan Lawson. And there, of course, I could always put Doctor. And again, I've added the cover in. So one of the important things I think with nonfiction is we often have quotes. So in this example, it has auto-formatted, but it may be that you want to change that. So you could make it a block quotation instead of just a centered one. I think I like that, so I'll leave it there. And again, you can move the spacing around. Going further down, you can see that here maybe I want to put in an ornamental break. And I think this is one of the important things, especially with nonfiction, you need a lot more space on the page. So you might find that when you're formatting your book for the publication side, that you change and add more spaces into your writing. So here I'm looking at this going, this is just a bit of a too big a block. So I'm going to, for example, put another space there because I think that looks better. Bit further down here we have a disclaimer, so I'm going to put that into an alignment block there. Very important when you go through different things to make stuff stand out if that's important. And I do think so here, for example, it is about empowerment, it is about sustainability. Maybe I end up deciding that I want that in bold, and then this will be a subhead. So basically, the importance of formatting in nonfiction, it's a lot more important than it is in fiction. So you can see how this will change the look and feel of your book and will make it easier to read. And I think with nonfiction, it's so important for things to be scannable and easier to read. So you will definitely spend much more time formatting nonfiction than you do for fiction. So once you've been through and done all your formatting, now is the time to output your ebook and check that you're happy with the file. So just click Generate. Now this is where you can say which types of formats you like. So you can actually output different formats for the different vendors that you publish on, and these will include different store-specific links if you add them into the files, and also some of them have different image requirements. So iBooks, for example, needs much higher image resolution than some of the other sites. So for now, I'm just going to do the Kindle and the generic ePub. Click Continue. You can also choose the folder where you want to put things. I suggest just on your desktop for now, and then you can move it to your Dropbox or anything else that you use later. So you can see there it's very quick, and now you can go and look at the files. So I'll just open the ePub here. Okay, so now we are within the ePub, and you can scroll through and have a look at the way it has been formatted. Now, what's so great, and you can see it's so simple and easy, is that if there are typos, you can go in, or if maybe you formatted something wrong or a link is wrong, you can go in, fix it, and generate it again really quickly. This means you can control your ebook formatting and fix stuff as you go. It just means the process is super easy. You can also have a look at the Kindle, and for this you need the Kindle app on your computer. So here I'm now in the Kindle version, and again you can page through, have a look at it. And of course the most important thing is that you're happy with the formatting and that it's easy for the reader and that all your links are correct. And of course you can go to the end and have a look at your need more help, your call to action. For example, we have some suggestions for feedback, we have our big bibliography, and all the different links at the back of the book. So very important to check everything. Then you can obviously fix it up again, re-export it before you upload it to the stores. So I also just wanted to show you how easy it is to do box sets, because this is something that indie authors do a lot of, and one of the main reasons I think Vellum is so amazing is how easy it is to do box sets. So essentially exactly the same. You can just set up the book as usual and you can drag in other books. So I'm going to drag in One Day in Budapest. And it puts One Day in Budapest, and you can say, do you want to use the book cover for the new volume or the title? The reason why you would choose title only is to make your file size smaller so that your delivery costs are not so high. Obviously, the file size will be small, but it will get bigger if you use the cover. So I can say, yes, I'll use the cover there. And it just puts the book within the box set. It's absolutely magic, and you can move the things around. So essentially, once you've formatted a book within Vellum, you then just drag the Vellum project into a new file to make a box set. So this is there's now 4 books in one box set, which is pretty cool. Okay, so excitingly, you can also use Vellum for print formatting. Now, in the past, I have pretty much always used a professional formatter for print because it's so annoying, all the little bits and bobs you need to get right with a print book, but Vellum makes it really easy. So now I actually do some of my print books myself using Vellum. Now, you can just use one file and do everything within one, but I actually save a different version as a print version because there are certain things that I change for the print edition. So for example, with URLs in an ebook version, you can just do a hyperlink. So for example, we can do web link here and type in a URL. And that will appear as a hyperlink in the book, you can see here. But if I want to do this for print, then I don't want to have hyperlinks. So I'll remove that. So here's an example here. I offer a free novella, Day of the Vikings, for people who sign up to my email list. And you can see here, this is a URL, but I haven't hyperlinked it. I've just put it in the middle of the page. So when that is exported as a PDF, a print ready PDF, it's going to look much better on the page than a hyperlink, and basically people will be able to see it. So this is really important for doing print. You can't have your URLs sitting there with hyperlinks, so that's why I create a new version. But of course you don't need to do it that way. If you want to include smart links that are better than really long links, for example, my affiliate code for Vellum is thecreativepenn.com/Vellum, but that is obviously a redirect. And I use a WordPress plugin called Pretty Links to help me make all of these smart links. And they look much better in print than the kind of complicated affiliate links that you might have when you're promoting other products. So again, I'm an affiliate for the Learn Scrivener Fast course, so that's my other affiliate link there. If you're going to include affiliate links in books, then I suggest putting a disclaimer, as I do in the front of my books, which basically say, there are affiliate links in this book. I personally use and recommend these tools, and I receive this extra percentage of sales, but no cost to you. And sometimes you may get a discount. So very important to say. And also, yes, I'm an affiliate of Vellum. So if you do want to try it, then yes, I do get a small percentage. So let's just generate the print book. What you can do here is you can say what trim size you want. So I use 5x8 for my books. But here you can see the other options that you have. Then you generate. Again, it's very fast, and what I really like about this is one reason I didn't want to do a print version for successful self-publishing is how often things change. And with my professional print formatter, who I use for pretty much all my other books, I only do it for books where I know things won't change. So fiction, for example, I really like her to do those. And then I won't be updating them. I will update the back matter every couple of years, but basically once those are done, they're done and dusted. But this one was changing a lot, so I wanted a way that I could update the print version just as much as the ebook. Okay, so if we open that up and page through, you can see this is a print ready PDF, and you can just upload this to KDP Print, to CreateSpace, to Ingram, and it will be completely fine. And what's so great is, again, you can use those different styles to change the look and feel of the book. Remember, we had a look at those at the beginning. So that's really important. You can customize various things, and I've really only shown you a very tiny piece of what Vellum can do, and you can definitely do a lot more than I do with it. I just wanted to do the basics today. So if you're interested in Vellum, then let's just have a quick look at what you get when you buy it. So essentially, you can purchase the unlimited version. It is an investment, but if you are someone like me who is doing a lot of books and changing the files a lot, the investment is a cost that you will get back really fast, because if you use a service where you have to pay for changes, and most of them you will end up paying like $50 every time, then you can see that you will make this money back quite quickly. I certainly think it's a brilliant investment. Of course, I don't own Vellum, so those prices may change over time, but you can go to thecreativepenn.com/Vellum, Vellum, to have a look and try the software. One important thing is that Vellum is Mac only. I do know some people who use MacInCloud, where you can essentially rent space to run your Vellum software. So that is one option. Or of course, I have other formatting options at thecreativepenn.com/formatting. So that is how I use Vellum, and I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. And what I really love is being able to update my ebooks and the print books that I format myself whenever I like, and particularly updating the back matter and all of those different things. And I don't have to pay someone or use another service every time I want to make a change. So I just love the control. But of course, you can find all the formatting options, free options, and people to help you, as well as the links for Vellum at thecreativepenn.com/formatting. I also have an interview with Brad Andalman, one of the developers of Vellum, which I'll link to in the show notes below. So please do leave any questions you have or comments below the video, and I'll be back next time with another tip. So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Happy writing, happy formatting, and I'll see you next time.